I'd like to call to order the Proctor City Council meeting for Monday, November 18th, 2024. Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Perform roll call at this time. Councilor Benson?
Present.
Councilor Reuter?
Present.
Councilor Johnson?
Present.
Councilor DeWall?
Present.
Mayor Ward's also in attendance. Please let the minutes reflect Administrator Rich and Attorney Henke and all others in attendance. Looking for a motion to approve the City Council meeting minutes for Monday, November 4th, 2024.
So moved.
Councilor Reuter made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Councilor Benson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. On one of the November 12th, it's got a motion and a second to approve resolution 6324. I'd like to just make a suggestion that in the future we put down what that resolution was. Because I don't know what 6324 is off the top of my head.
Oh, right there, I see it, okay. Yep, duly noted, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve the special meeting canvassing election results from November 12th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Councilor DeWall made the motion, seconded by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Before making that motion, I'd like to add a couple items. 6D, legislative agenda. And 6E, liquor license for 2025. And after those two additions, I'll entertain a motion to approve. I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda with those additions. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Reuter. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to comments and suggestions from the citizens present. The public comment and suggestion period of this meeting is when the City Council offers a time for everyone in attendance or watching from home to address the City Council. Once we move on from the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, members of the public will no longer be allowed to address the council unless the mayor acknowledges you. As a general rule, the council will listen to all comments but are not required to comment on or respond to any comments made by the speakers. If you'd like to address the City Council during public comment and suggestion period of the meeting, please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6268. Before you begin, please state your name and address for the meeting minutes. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Anyone addressing the City Council will be prohibited from using obscene, profane, or threatening language or boisterous conduct that disrupts the meeting or the security of the public. Is there anyone at this time interested in participating in the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting? Please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6268.
Hi, Jim Schwartzbauer, Proctor Historical Society. Just wanted to bring to your attention a posting November 8th on residents of Proctor, Maine, related directly to the Proctor Museum. And I'll just do some of the quotes that were in there. I've shared this with Mayor Ward, and maybe some of you have already seen it. But an individual went online and said, oh, this was all about somebody looking for a business location and where would be a good place for a business in town or around this area. So a comment that came on there was, and again, once they figure out what to do with the museum, this will be a perfect place. The place should be treated as a business incubator and not a permanent home. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinions, and that's fine. But I'm hoping some people would understand that there's a lot of facts that they're missing along the way. And that goes back as far as, of course, Jake and Jim, your dads, serving on that moving of the train in '63 and the move that started there to try to get a museum. Or when that failed and then the Centennial Museum came out and 18 people said, we've got to do something with trying to get a museum here, so they started a historical society, something that your grandmother was a very important part in establishing. See, this person doesn't know that. They're not aware of it. So, entitled to opinions, people should be given facts to address that. But later on, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that then he put something in there that is complete fabrication, a complete lie. And that's where he said, they have financial issues, just a matter of time, I'm sure. Just a matter of time, I'm sure. We don't have financial issues. Now, if this person had said, we have a problem with numbers of members, we need new members. If this person had said, you know, I'd like to help, I'd like to sign up, I'd like to be one of those members of the Historical Society to help you along the way, that would have been appropriate, not that we were out of money. I thought about responding, but then 16 years on a school board, 8 years on a council, and 35 plus years as a teacher, coach said, no, I'm not going to. But Chris Lyons couldn't resist. Chris said, where do people get their information? The Proctor Historical Society is not for sale. It is operating as a museum with Proctor and area history. And then, of course, somebody else came along at the end, somebody that, when I had a chance to see him, I thanked him for his comment, because it's basically what I would have said, but he has a lot more guts than I do, to which he said, old Donnie boy knows everything going on around Proctor. Just ask him. He'll give you a book on wrong information on just about any topic. I bring this to your attention because I do hope you're coming closer to coming and resolving the issue associated with the museum. The town no longer really needs an historical society. We accomplished our task. Once we moved out of here, and then we moved to that building, we accomplished our task as a historical society. We have a museum. We accomplished the task that was established in 1963, a move to have a museum to soon follow. Just didn't happen. It's there now. But there is people in town. Now, how many people listen to this guy and others? I have no idea. But I do know that as a council, you need to address the issues associated with it. And it's my hope that in the Journal, we will have an article at some point in time that will address this whole move that goes back to 63 to the present, so that people understand not just that, but the comp plan. The fact that the council has been very cooperative over the years, working very much with to make sure that's a museum. It is not a home. It's the car shop superintendent's office. If I'm not mistaken, Jim, didn't you and your dad, weren't you superintendents?
I was.
You were, okay.
I have
So,
an office in there.
yeah, so this is not a home, it's a museum. So that's all I wanted to just bring to your attention. Appreciate the time and look forward to however you resolve this issue with the museum. Thanks.
Thanks, Jim. I commend you for a couple of reasons, for not responding to social media posts and for your hard work that you've done up there. So,
Well,
thank you.
it's the hard work that started a long time, long before me. And a lot of people put a lot of time, effort, and money into it. So again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep.
Anyone else? Nope. And no phones, I'm assuming? Perfect, we'll move on. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
So moved.
Counselor Dwell made a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda. Is there a second? Second by Counselor Johnson. Discussion?
Yes, if we, 3, 4D and 5A.
4D and 5A. Thank you.
Did Councilor Dewall also indicate number 3?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That was one of them. Second one I had was, yeah, I know SEH met labor type stuff, for lack of a better word. Just wondering where that's at. Reading the minutes, it looks like their proposed fix was canceled, which whoever made that call was a good one. No sense wasting money on something that's not gonna resolve it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Administrator Rich or somebody have an update?
You want me to
I
go?
was not at the meeting, so perhaps Mayor
Yeah.
could give a,
No, I was at the meeting, and we decided at that meeting to not better. So we're waiting until next season. All the asphalt companies are done for the year, so they'll have to come back in the spring and fix it. I know when I left that meeting, and I think I shared some concerns with Councilor Reuter last week, but the swale in the driveway there, it almost looks like a V when you're standing in the alley looking at this person's driveway. I didn't think it was a very good fix. I know it was what was agreed to, and a couple of the street guys were also there, and they had mentioned that when the meeting happened, the swale wasn't gonna be so dramatic, and it's a pretty dramatic swale in there right now. So I don't know where Tyler's at as far as, making it right. All I know is, at the meeting, and they said that they're done at the meeting, and they said that they're done for the season, and they'll have to come back in the spring to do whatever council or SEH or whatever is decided on the project.
The reason I bring it up, Mr. Mayor, is looking at B, the current retainage of around 31,000. And if you go to C, project closeout, I just want to make sure that, I'm not sure how that'll work, because I know we approved the project, but I want to make sure that we hold enough retainage until all already technically.
KTM was going to, they were gonna come that Friday and do the one fix in the alley, and we told them not to. That was, I wanna say, about a $4,500 fix, if I remember correctly. And so they were gonna hold that amount back from that final pay, but, one of the street guys and myself talked Tyler after the meeting and said, our fix is gonna be more than the $4,500 that you're holding back. So I don't know, like, again, I don't know what SEH is holding back on it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we have some oversight on that, or we're going to be upside down. I did look at it, just because I haven't looked at it, and after reviewing the pictures that were submitted, it just didn't add up. It's going to be a lot more than 4,500 to make that right. And it's going to involve part of the alley, it's going to involve, I don't know the parcel ID, but it would be south, where it comes down the hill and then around the corner to the alley approach, and there's a rock, and that needs to be redone to flow it. So I just wanna make sure we're holding back, and I know there was some other, I don't know, that sinkhole I think got fixed.
Yeah, I think they were coming that week to
You know,
fix
we
that
still
one.
have potential grass at that particular location. I don't know of any other locations. I just wanna make sure we're holding enough to get things done next spring. And quite frankly, I would hold the entire 30,000, just so that we have some way to make sure this stuff gets done.